icebreaker in my old club. So took a long break, and this one is a little bit more heartfelt. I don't really have anything written, but you guys can evaluate me and I'll go from there. I want to start with a few quotes that really have shaped me here in the past few years, and maybe it will resonate with you as well. So it really kind of turned my interest from sports and parties over in Cal State Fullerton to more academics and working hard for what I believe in. And the first quote is, "Work harder on yourself than your job." And that's something I picked up. In fact, bonus points if you get the person, I think Lionel May. But
Jim Rohn.
You got it. It's something I really picked up a while back, a philosophy I stand by, and it makes a lot of sense to me because I think so often we work hard but not necessarily smart. And I felt like I was in the rat race. I was working 9 to 5, and I really went to school, did everything right, but I felt like I wasn't being paid for what I was worth. And I wasn't really learning everything I could. So I felt like, well, something is kind of missing. And I just analyzed certain speakers and jumped in the books and did the seminars, and then found myself in Toastmasters. So anyway, tuck that one away. Work harder on yourself than your job. Number 2 is prioritize your highest actions so that low priority tasks won't really consume your day. In other words, really prioritize yourself and your highest values so others don't really get in the way and you can delegate those other ones out. And it's something I learned to really grow and develop over time, that essentially if you prioritize and focus on your highest values, then you can grow and develop. And that's something that I really stood by for several years now. The third one is something I picked up by Zig Ziglar, and it has to go ahead and do with fulfillment. So if you give others what they want, you can have whatever you want. And to really be fulfilled, I think you have to go ahead and do a service. And you can work and work, but from what I understand, and maybe you guys do too, if you provide a service, there's some kind of internal gratitude, some love that just resonates out. And for me, I'm still trying to find that and provide a service on a greater level. And of course, I mentioned last week that I want to go ahead and do teleseminars and webinars and a lot more speaking. So I feel like it's almost a disservice not to really impact people beyond the city, beyond the states, and elsewhere now with the technology we have. So those are kind of a few quotes I live by and philosophies I gained over time. On to myself, I guess. I grew up in Long Beach. I was born in Torrance. I'm turning 31 tomorrow. And my parents are so loving. They're throwing me a surprise birthday party. And I know all about it too. So it's like, just keep going, Mom. But I come from a loving family, have a younger brother who's in medical school right now. He's 27, and we're pretty close overall, so just a great guy. And I went to Lakewood High School, grew up in Long Beach, like I said, went to Cal State Fullerton, and went on to chiropractic college to do chiropractic medicine. So I have private practice right now. I consult in Irvine and stay pretty busy overall. As far as me developing when I was younger, it's kind of interesting actually because I played sports, soccer, basketball. I was always outside on the courts, on the field, and it's a little bit different because I was actually loud, I was outgoing, and I felt like I was very self-confident growing up on the field. And I think I put academics a little bit behind me. I tried to appease my parents, of course, with the 3.0, which I did, but I felt like when writing and speaking really developed over time, I was a little bit behind, so therefore I looked at Toastmasters. Didn't really commit myself a long time ago, but kind of drew myself back into it. And now I think I'm not as outgoing as I want to be, maybe a little bit more reserved, shy, which I think most of you can relate to, and why we're here to really open up, serve others, and develop ourselves, and learn public speaking and be better at it. But that's kind of my story. I'm into snowboarding, still play soccer, I like a bottle of wine every now and then. Just traveled up north to Solvang and Santa Barbara and did some wine tasting. I live with my girlfriend and just enjoy life and serving others. I do run partial nonprofits with autistic kids over in Long Beach, and I try to make it out once a week. I do a lot of different things with them. In fact, they have a badminton tournament this weekend. They're playing soccer next weekend, and we just kind of give back. There's about 150 kids, and of course the mothers and fathers are in and pretty involved as well. So it's something I want to go ahead and do, maybe take it to a larger level, and really go ahead and serve these kids. As far as Toastmasters goes, I did mention it's been 8.5 years since I took my first step in this direction and did my icebreaker. So for those of you that are new and learning, and also those of you that are very experienced, there's always room to grow. And I think we have to face our fears and develop courage to really live our dreams and carry out a service on a greater level. And like I said before, kind of work on yourself as opposed to your job, and just be very efficient. So, thank you. Mr.